All right, so it is a gorgeous day here in Pennsylvania. We're in the low 40s Fahrenheit, and it's nice to be able to get outside and work on some bonsai stuff and just generally be able to go outside. So today I'm going to show you how I myself make my bonsai mix. Uh, it's all stuff that I pick up from, big box stores or, hardware stores or auto stores. So let me show you the soil first. So today I picked up all my soil, and first up is my orchid bark, which makes up about 20% of all my soil. Then I also have some perlite that makes up about 40% of the soil that I use. And the last 40% of the soil is safety absorbent, which makes up 40%. So 40% safety absorbent or calcined clay, 40% perlite, and 20% orchid bark. So when you do this, you want to make sure you have some type of respirator or some type of mask that you want to wear. I have this little respirator that I wear. I brought it home from work, and I'm gonna use this today, as well as eye protection, because I have got an eye infection by having some of the dust particles go in my eye. So definitely wear one of these and wear a respirator or some type of mask. And to sift the soil, I'm going to be using this. This is a device that I picked up at Goodwill for, I can't see how much I spent on it, but probably no more than like $5. This is like some type of rotisserie thing, I believe, or something to make popcorn. Not 100% sure, but it works well for me to be able to put my soil in here. And I just pop this open here, put my soil in there, close it up, and I shake it around a little bit, and it works really well. It's a good diameter. The holes here are pretty decent size. They're not too big, not too small. So they're in my Goldilocks zone here. So yeah, this thing works fantastic. So I initially was going to set up some type of device that would rotate it, but I find that just literally shaking it does the job pretty well. So yeah, let's get two more things that we need. And the last two things I'm gonna need are a storage bucket. I keep this outside, so it's pretty dirty, but I use this to shake all of the fines in here, and then I use a bucket to store my soil in. You can see I don't have a lot of soil left in here. It's actually just a lot of fine stuff that I'll probably just dump right back into here. But yeah, so I sift over top of here. So I'll use, oops. So I'll use this little device here, shake it over top right there, and then put all the new soil in here. So let's jump into time-lapse mode and make some soil. All right, so let's go take a look at some of this soil real quick. All right, so you can see we have a bunch of fines down here. I would say about maybe about 50 to 40% of the soil that got sifted stayed down in here. So I will still use this. I'm probably going to, well, I usually use it for any of my trees that are like maybe 1 or 2 years old, anything that's in the early stages of training. So yeah. And then over here, we have all of our coarse sifted soil. So you can see all the gray bits are the calcined clay, all the white bits are the perlite, and this thick stuff here is the orchid bark. Now, one thing I did do is I just took a handful of this stuff and tossed it in. I didn't bother sifting this because this particular batch of orchid bark is pretty coarse. It's some pretty thick stuff. So I didn't even bother putting it through my sifter. I just took a handful or two and tossed it in there. So now I'm just gonna go through and sift this all together. I might take another bucket here and go back and forth and just mix this all nice and good. And if I feel like I need a little bit more calcined clay, I'll sift a little bit more. And if I feel like I might need a little bit more perlite, I'll throw that in there as well. So yeah, so that's basically how I mix my bonsai soil. So you can see it's not too bad. I did lose a decent amount, like I said, in the fines, but I'll still use that for any of my other younger trees. So yeah, this is a fairly inexpensive way to mix your own bonsai soil, because bonsai soil can get pretty expensive, and all this stuff is available here in the United States at a lot of big box stores. I won't say all big box stores, but yeah, it's pretty easy to find. So yeah, if you're going to try to mix your own soil, just make sure you are in an area outside that is well ventilated, or if you're in an inside place, make sure that's super well ventilated, but I would highly recommend doing it outside. Make sure you have your eye protection, make sure you have a mask or some type of a good mask or some type of respirator like this. But yeah, make sure you cover your bases and don't breathe in this stuff and don't get it in your eyes, because it's no fun to get an eye infection from this. So I would say another thing to do is to make sure you're wearing clothes that you don't mind getting dusty, because I don't know if you can see on my shirt here, I got pretty dusty. So I'm gonna go and put this in the wash and do some laundry with these right away. So yeah, that is how I make my bonsai soil. And thanks for watching. Happy bonsaiing.